To college football now, the Sun Devil football team at ASU has a melting pot of ethnicities and cultural backgrounds. But one group of athletes are united through a storied history centered around faith, family, and football. Cronkite sports reporter Colt Almodova explains the pipeline that has cultivated Polynesian pride at Arizona State.
ASU running backs coach Sean Aguano feels right at home on the football field. The former coach at Chandler High School was born and raised on the Hawaiian island of Kauai, a place where football is at the core of the community. At Arizona State, Aguano is at the core of the Polynesian Pipeline, bringing players to the ohana, or family, in Tempe.
You can share your experience and especially the way that you will take care of their family, and that's huge. I think back home in Hawaii, and we all talk about the ohana part of it and the family part of it. I think it's very important from a coach that's taking kids from the islands to make sure that they take care of them and treat them like they're their own family.
This community of Polynesian athletes on the Sun Devil football team is united by a shared bond that is rooted in cultural heritage, a connection that has formed a brotherhood.
All the Polynesian kids, no matter what you are, if you're Tongan, Samoan, Hawaiian, it doesn't matter, they all connect on the same level, and it brings you together because you're Polynesian.
It just makes everything so much better, so much easier. You feel at home. It kind of takes your mind off of when days get hard, when sometimes you don't want to do nothing, come in here and just seeing your brothers and, them being able to take some of that weight and making you feel comfortable.
Along with Aguano, offensive line graduate assistant Jack Tufono, who has both Hawaiian and Samoan heritage, helps mentor players, making sure they can succeed both on and off the field.
It's good having them there with us, to help guide us along the way. Cool too, because they got like the little poly humor, so, sometimes we be laughing on the side, the other teammates don't really know what we're laughing about, but it's that little poly humor.
Football and Polynesian culture have been intertwined since the early to mid-1900s. In 1945, Al Lolotai made history, becoming the first Samoan to play in the NFL. Since then, Polynesian athletes have won Super Bowls, national championships, and even Heisman trophies by playing the game that directly aligns with their cultural values.
Football emulates Polynesian culture, everything that we do, and that's why I think there's so many Polys that love football, is because, from a young age, it teaches you about respect, respecting your elders, which, you can reflect that to the coaches. It teaches you toughness, which is what you need in this game.
Faith is an integral part of Polynesian culture. As part of his faith in the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints, offensive lineman Sione Veikoso decided to sacrifice his first 2 years after high school to serve his church mission in Brazil and Oregon. For defensive tackle Jermaine Lole, his football journey didn't even start until high school, as his upbringing was centered around the activities of the Christian church.
My grandpa was a pastor, and when he passed away, my pops was a pastor too, so I always grew up close to the church, close to everything that had to do with church. It was either church or school, really, when I was growing up.
Since the early days of legendary Sun Devil coach Frank Cush recruiting Polynesian athletes, ASU has cultivated a long history of poly talent. Names like Junior Ayu, David Dixon, and Dan Saleaumua have been a part of Tempe's Polynesian pipeline that has thrived for decades, a legacy that the next generation continues to foster.
A lot of people don't really know about the poly culture in Arizona, but I say it's very healthy, very well here. A lot of polys, a lot of love, and we just doing our best to represent the culture.
With spring ball wrapped up, Aguano and Tufono will make their trip back to the islands this summer, looking to welcome future Polynesian players to the Sun Devil Ohana. In Tempe, Colt Almodova, Cronkite Sports Report.